It has been 2 years since my album Homesick released. It has genuinely been such a crazy experience, not only like making music, but having to come up with the money to actually release all the tracks, because it is expensive to make music. Like, you wouldn't think it's that expensive until you start making it and actually like trying to make music and getting all the leases and doing everything that you're supposed to do. It's much harder to do once you're actually in it. You don't realize how much money you spend until you look back at it and then you're like, damn, you know? So I thought it would only be fair to look through the other album covers that I thought would actually be the real album cover, but obviously I ended up choosing one of them over the others. So starting with this one. This is the actual album cover. I did like zero editing aside from using the little Samsung editor to like remove the little circle right here, and then this one too. But aside from that, everything else that's a raw picture. Like, that's it. So I ended up using that one because I thought that one looked best. But this is the next one. You see that? See, now that's completely different. That's a completely different vibe. I didn't think that it would match the feeling of the album as well, just because it's a completely different, like, it's a different look. And I didn't like how there was a background to it. When it comes to me, I'm very detail oriented, so I didn't like that there would be a background that wouldn't fit. So I just decided, instead of making a background that wouldn't, or having a background that wouldn't fit, how about we just don't? Which is why I ended up going with this, because you can still see that the pillow is right there. I want to go through the other two pictures, and then I'm going to give the backstory to why I chose this picture. So now that we've seen that one, we're going to the next one. That one is entirely different. Like, you look at that and you're like, that doesn't look professional. That doesn't look like something that I would release. I wouldn't release that. But that was one of the first pictures that I took. Nothing much to really say about it. It's just an alternative picture. This was going to be the other image. This was originally supposed to be the album cover. But then I was like, wait, what if I end up switching glasses at some point? Like, whether it be during or after the album, or even after I just release more stuff, because glasses, obviously they're up to change. I didn't want to make something that would be sealed to a specific time frame of me. Obviously it was released 2 years ago, but it's still like, okay, I don't use those glasses anymore, so why would I have that, you know? I'm glad I didn't end up going with this one, because it looks like it's more centered around me, and I didn't like that. The entire album is supposed to be dedicated towards, and this is where I'm getting into the lore of, this is what a lot of people don't know. This album is supposed to be dedicated to one of my exes that I held and still continue to hold dearly. I truly do wish the best for her. I hope she wishes the same back. But anyways, so going back to the first picture, which is the actual album cover, right? I took all 4 of these pictures sobbing, like straight tears coming out of my eyes, snot coming out of my nose. I was genuinely so distraught by this bracelet. It was a bracelet that I would wear that completely just broke on me randomly one day. Well, not randomly, actually. I'm going to explain exactly how it happened. I was laying in my bed and I was already crying. I was like, damn, man. Like, how is this relationship going to continue? What do I need to do? What do I do, right? And then I prayed to God. I prayed. And I asked him, if there's anything that you can tell me what to do. Give me a sign. And then, like, maybe 30 seconds or a minute later, as I'm trying to get up to like change positions while I was laying down, like to wipe my tears and like to move around, it snaps on me. And then I start crying even more, and I can't stop crying. And then I'm like, wait, like a quick little recreation. I was like, wait, this is such fire. This would be such a fire album cover. And then I reached into my drawer right here, and I got my old camera. Is there any other battery in here? There is a battery in here. It's just dead. But I took this picture, the picture right there, with this Olympus Stylus 1000 all-weather 10 megapixel camera. This is literally older than me, but I took the album cover picture with that. Just because and like, in my opinion, I think the cameras are really good quality. That's the backstory to why I took that picture. I've never shared that with anyone, so leaving that out to the public is it's something. But I'm gonna get clowned on. Hopefully not. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, these are the pictures that it could have potentially been, and then it ended up not being because I didn't think it was high enough quality for me to actually like put out into the world, you know. But I'm very glad that I chose the picture that I chose, just because I think it fits best. I don't think there would have been any better image out of these than this one. The album, like I said, is meant to represent my gratitude for that girl. The entire album is not only meant to describe our relationship, but is meant to describe like how I felt throughout it all. And then obviously the first track is Thank You, because I'm thankful. I was like, that is literally my letter to her saying thank you. And then going over it, right? So looking at Homesick, the second one, MTV. Ooh, this is the first time that I'm ever explaining this. So the way that I make my albums is I like to put them in orders of 3. So this is the intro, completely separate from everything else. And then 1, 2, 3. That's one section. So MTV is a song about like, oh my god, I'm so in love and I don't want to fall out of love. Like, I absolutely love this person, I'm obsessed. And then Intimacy, it's about intimacy. Anyways, Poltergeist, that's like me reflecting on the early stage of the relationship and being like, this seems too good to be true, type of thing. Like, see her in the rear view, see them passing by, I can see her ghost, I think she's a poltergeist. Because at this point, I started feeling like towards that tail end of the love period, it started feeling like I was haunted by her, which is why I named it Poltergeist. I can see her ghost, I think she's a poltergeist. And then see her in the rear view is obviously like seeing her in my past type thing. And then Flowers is like, because we had broken up and then we got back together another time. We got back together another time, and Flowers is meant to represent how I felt like I had left a completely different person behind. Like, I had left myself behind, type of thing. Like I killed myself for that girl, type of thing, you know? Like, and then Out of My Head is meant to be a representation of like, I see what you are now, and I don't want to let you continue to ruin my life, type of thing, you know? She didn't really ruin it, but like, you know, whatever. Exaggeration type of thing. And then I Wish I Knew, that's literally me just saying like, I wish that I knew what I would have gone through, so that way I would have thought about it twice before actually doing it, you know? And then Halls, I literally I made the song, finished the song, and then I was like, this song is so beautiful. Like, let me see if I can open it up on FL Studio so that way I can show you guys what the very first take was. Because the original thing was supposed to be me being emotional. Like, obviously Halls is supposed to be an emotional song. It is a poem. At its root, it is a poem. The main thing that I didn't want it to come across as was almost arrogant, because obviously every one of my songs before, like, I still don't structure my songs like they're supposed to be like actual songs. I'm gonna get cooked for how far I just reached for my keyboard, dude. But I mean, I don't know why I have it so far from me. I'll bring it closer. Anyways, so, Halls was a poem for her, and then once I finished making the song, I wrote it down on paper, completely done and finished, and then I was like, this has to go on the album. Because at this point, I had broken up with her already, so I was like, I might as well start getting the album ready, you know. And I finished the song, and then it just felt so empty but so beautiful at the same time. Like, the beat is just magnificent. I think I have only one other song, which is called Memories, that sounds anything like the beat. So obviously, if you've already heard my song Halls, you know how it goes. There's a muted part right here where I'm pretty sure that is the first take. It is the first take. I was literally crying. My ass was crying. Like, as I was making this song, and this is before I even knew how to mix stuff properly. I didn't mix almost anything before. I hope for the best and hope that it worked. But listen. Oh man, it gets sad, huh? You know, I struggle to understand who I was. I don't understand why I'm not there to see you falling, saved you from what was calling. You're the I saw you falling, held you out. Now I'm left to crawl all alone through the lonely. In my mind, I can't seem to get out, trapped, and I can't seem to shout. I'm restrained, chains covered in my brain. Found you in my abyss, flowers were blooming around both of us. Such a beautiful song. You know that I love you, I can't let go. Genuinely such a nice song. I listen to it anytime I listen to it, I get so like, it's just such a good song. Anyway, self-glaze over. So re-explaining it, Halls was one of my most poetic songs at the time, and I wanted to really make sure that she got that. I wrote it down in a note, like on like as a letter, and I gave it to a substitute teacher that I knew that she talked to and that would often show up to the school. Shout out Miss T. I don't know where you're at anymore. I don't know where you went, but I'm wishing you the best. I gave her that note, and then like a month later, I think, or maybe I don't know how long it took. I'm gonna assume a month. She got the note, and then I think I texted her, and I said, "You miss me yet?" And then from there we started talking again, and then we got close again, and then we got together again, and I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind being with you again. And then we got together. And then it was going okay. And then she fucked up and we ended. Obviously I had my fuck ups too. I'm not perfect. But my fuck ups are not as big as hers. I'm never the issue. Let's just put it like that. I'm the one making songs. You're the one doing my wrongs. Doing me wrong. Anyways, everything's in 3 segments. So I Wish I Knew was an interlude. And then it's Halls, Back to You, and Ups and Downs. That's all like the segments where it's like, okay, I got back with this person. Back to You. Get it? Okay, anyways. So then Solitude, Look at My Eyes, and Strangers. That is me damn near repenting and being disgusted with the relationship, because I'm like, dude, I give you another fucking chance and you do this? You do this to me? And then Guilt is obviously me talking about like, I feel guilty for wanting better. Like, I feel guilty for even trying to do better, not only for myself, but for trying to seek a better person. Because it's like, once the relationship is over, obviously I'm going to try to find someone new. But the guilt of wanting to find someone new without the go ahead from the other person, it just felt wrong to me, you know? Because I was still one of my like first relationships, quote unquote. But still, like, it was such a weird like situation to navigate, you know? And then maybe one day I'll explain the lore behind Overtime and Boo. That girl's gonna get an album at some point. I have an album lined up. You guys want to see it? Here we go. Oh, top secret. Audi. Oh, do you see that? One released album, second released album, third released album, released EP, the beat spot, extra beats, finished songs, hype songs, love songs, sad songs, more love songs. Let's just say I have quite a few things that I can release. Let's see how many. Wow, 50 gigabytes of my music. Could you believe that? That's quite a few songs, huh? They call me Juice WRLD. Anyways, what was that? Looks like now you gotta go back 10 seconds and give me more watch time. That sucks. Anyways, so that goes over basically the entire lore of Homesick. I'm not sure exactly what more I can say that I haven't already said right now. Oh yeah, as comparison, like I said, you can't see the little dots that you can in the other picture. In editing me, boom, boom. Do you see that? In, out, boom. You see that? Boom. That's the comparison. Not much to change, but anyways. So, I mean, yeah, that's basically it. There's not much more for me to explain. Ooh, there was supposed to be one song that was really supposed to be on the album, but I ended up not putting on the album. I don't even know where it went. It's called War. Where is this? Oh, it's in next album, Love Songs. But I didn't end up. It was supposed to be an interlude, like it was supposed to replace, I think, I Wish I Knew. Keep in mind, these are vocals from 2020. When was this? December. Oh no, this is today. No, it's not. It is not December. I'm lying, bro. It is February 16th at 8:50 p.m. as I'm recording this. When I'm editing it, probably around 9. And then when I release it, February 17th, which would be the 2-year anniversary of Homesick. Anyways, I made this song, created December 24th, 2023, but it says modified this November 13th, 2023. So now I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg. Okay, it says modified November 11th on the text, on the notepad where I write all the lyrics. So I'm going to say November 11th, 2023 is when I first made the song. We're going to stick with that. I'm going to play a section of it just because, let's just say I didn't buy the lease for it, so that way I can't play the entire thing. Please don't sue me. So anyways. I will go to war within myself just to find a peace for your own health. I know you're upset, so what can I do? Overthinking hurts when it's about you. Oh no, it's a curse, it's right behind you. Saw it in the light, I think I'm scared to reach out for the help that I need. I've been alone for long, there is no one else that I need, but I still made the song. Obviously it's a lie that I try to convince myself with. Trying hard to fall in love with people is hard when I'm so selfish. Is that how it is? Trying to fall in love with people is hard when I'm so selfish. Ticking, run out of time. I've been forced out of the line, seeing faces I don't remember. I'm lost inside of my mind. And then it repeats, I will go to war. And then whatever. But that was supposed to be on the album. That album's never getting a deluxe. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing else for me to really explain about it. Oh no, I did do something for All Over the Place. I released the behind the scenes for, I think, RPM, the song RPM. That was pretty much raw footage. Like, maybe I'll release some raw footage of how I made some more songs, because anytime that I remember, I like to record the start to finish process of me making a song. It doesn't take me that long. Like, on average, it takes me, I'm gonna say, 35 minutes to make a song from start to finish, like completely written out, at least with demo vocals. Like, sometimes I go through and re-record them, but a lot of the time I don't end up re-recording. My vocals, I think, sound fine already as is. Like, one of the main ones that I re-recorded recently was 3 a.m. because the vocals are just completely, I recorded it at 3 a.m. Obviously, I'm not going to use the 3 a.m. vocals on that, but yeah, like almost every other song is just the straight vocals that I recorded that day that I recorded it. I hope that someone actually watches this completely through. If you do, and you text me on Instagram, if you watch this 100% all the way through, and you text me on Instagram saying Homesick 2nd year anniversary deluxe, I will send you 4 links to some of my unreleased songs. I'll send you 4 of the songs that I personally really like, and then you get that. I'm not gonna offer money because my hungry ass will be using it to buy Jack in the Box. But anyways, I hope you guys, if there's multiple people that made it to the end of this video, hope you enjoyed it. I might go through and make more explanations. I love yapping. I love talking. I've been wanting to make a podcast for a really long time. Oh, nice. I just knocked my entire desk and it rotated everything, and now I'm in frame. Let's get that out of there. Anyways, I love to yap if you couldn't tell already. I drew those, by the way. You see that? Is that not peak? Anyways, maybe I'll do some more explanations on that one. Let's just say it has something to do with Riddle by Midwest. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. Hope that this was at least somewhat informative, and I don't know how to end a video, so I'm just gonna